there.
Ben.
I wanted to burn that so badly.
The range is on fire.
Fire in the everywhere?
Vance with Vbd-Retail here, and today we are talking about point of impact shift with suppressors. This is a question that we get a ton, enough that I decided to make a little video review on it. Now, this is a little last second, so I don't really have any actual footage of shift to put on, so I'm just going to toss in random shooting clips and bloopers that we've had in the past. Just because I know some of you guys have a short attention span, you want to hear guns go bang, you want to see some action. We'll toss that in as we go, but let's get this rolling. Let's talk about p.o.i shift and why I personally think we need to just stop focusing on it. Alright, let's start with what can cause point of impact shift. So, your suppressor, the weight and design of it. If it has clips on one side and your mount doesn't allow it to index in the same point every single time, that can cause a point of impact shift. If your suppressor does that, you've probably got an outdated mount. It's time to look into something new if that bothers you, or just leave it on all the time. That'll fix it as well. But another one, and when people ask, you know, how does this suppressor shift versus this suppressor? There's a lot of other factors that go in there. So we've talked about mount. You can talk about barrel profile. Each different barrel length and profile is going to be affected differently. The best way I can explain it is if you take a pencil, you can bend it and flex it, you know, but if that pencil is short and stubby, like the little mini golf pencils you got, you can't really bend that at all. So a 10.3 to an 18 is going to be different. Different barrel weight profiles. So a lightweight versus a bull barrel. It's going to be different. And then it comes down to different gun designs where, like, you have that AK back there. It's not a free-floated barrel unlike an AR. So that AK, the barrel isn't supporting itself all the way down to the barrel nut. And that's going to have a different effect on point of impact shift. In its basis, if you're concerned about point of impact shift with your suppressor, you are concerned about precision. And when you're talking about precision, the basic fundamentals of precision is don't change anything. That don't change anything at all. How you zeroed the gun, how you sit, how fast you pull the trigger, how you breathe, don't change it. So if you're worried about a shift of, 2 inches on a suppressor, go back to shooting it how you zeroed it. So if you zeroed it with the suppressor, shoot it with the suppressor if precision means that much to you. Quite honestly, most modern day suppressors, you're maybe looking at anywhere from nothing to like 3 inches of shift. You can hold over, you can dial that, you can account for it, you can learn it. But in reality, if you're trying to be as precise as you possibly can, why are you changing things up? Why are you taking this thing on and off? Why are you shooting it with it off when you have it? I don't know. But if you do need precision while shooting with your suppressor off, then zero with your suppressor off. Now, if in the past you've had a suppressor with a very wild point of impact shift, say, you're 6-7 inches off and to one side, it might just not make with that barrel well. You might just have too much length, not enough weight and profile in the barrel, too much weight from the suppressor, or that rare time where just the right amount of weight in the barrel, they just don't like each other and that thing starts to whip all around because it's just some sort of weird harmonic tuning issue. Coming back to what we were discussing, you don't get the precision guys really asking about shift too much, and that's because they understand precision and they know it's not going to matter, because however they set it up is how they're going to shoot it. I'm very well aware that if I take this thing off, this thing is going to shoot different. I've never even bothered to measure the shift. Why? Because I'm never going to shoot with this thing off. Quite honestly, I can't find many reasons to take your suppressor off, use it in a precision scenario. And if you've got a hunt in a state where you can't have a suppressor for some reason, just go out and zero it without it on there. Come back and then get your suppressor back on. Be civilized. Use it. You got it. You paid for it. Might as well enjoy it. I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff here, but as a quick recap, when it comes to shift, we've got just too many factors, from your barrel, your mount, your ammo, the design of the firearm itself, the design of the suppressor itself, that it's just whatever happens to one guy is not going to happen to another guy. If you guys have identical setups, maybe you'll have similar results shooting the same ammo at the same altitude, in the same temperature, with the same humidity. But otherwise, leave your suppressor on. You can get dedicated cans for everything. Personally, I just move suppressors all over the place, and I've accepted sometimes this might be 2 inches off. This one might be 1.5 inches off. This one might not have any shift. But anything that I'm swapping around and playing with, I'm shooting at full-size silhouettes, half-size silhouettes, and they're within 400 yards, often just within 100 yards, running and gunning at matches, playing around, shooting at trash. If you're trying to stack holes on top of each other, you shouldn't be changing anything in the first place, so that shouldn't be an issue. Either way, thank you guys for watching this quick little video. Hope you enjoyed some of those clips and bloopers I tossed in there, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.